back, big fella.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're becoming a regular.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun doing this.
Just keep people updated on the house politics.
Yeah.
You've moved in with us.
Yeah.
You've joined us.
Yes, I've joined the
You've joined the
group.
crazy house.
Yeah.
So you've taken. We had a housemate called Jess, which cheers, which had the couch. She's the one that took the couch. Damn, Jess. Yeah, you've come in.
Yep.
You liking it?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, getting along with everyone.
Yeah.
So since you're living here now, I assume you're gonna want to do a few more podcasts.
Oh yeah. Shit, yeah.
We're just gonna spam everyone with movie chat. And,
Yeah, and different stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So I walked past your room last night.
Yep.
And you were watching a movie. I think you watched a couple movies last night.
Yeah, I was watching The Man from U.N.C.L.E. movie, which is a remake of a 60s spy TV series.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was watching that, and I was watching The Magnificent Seven remake.
Yep.
Which is a remake of a Japanese film.
Yep.
Which is called The Seven Samurai.
Okay. And what's okay?
So so I was just watching the recent remake of The Magnificent Seven and the remake of The Man from U.N.C.L.E. So yeah, it was all good.
Yeah. So what era did the original movie come out in?
I think which one we're talking about?
The first one you mentioned, the
Magnificent Seven.
Yep.
Okay, The Magnificent Seven. Actually, The Seven Samurais came out in the 50s.
Okay.
And then The Magnificent Seven remake came out in the 60s.
Yep.
And then this one, what I was watching last night, came out in 2016.
Okay. Have you watched all of them?
I haven't watched The Seven Samurais.
Yep.
Because it's in black and white.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not a big...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can't be a movie buff and not like the old classic black and white.
Yeah, I walked past a couple of DVDs, a black and white, I'm going, oh, maybe so, I don't know.
So we're you and myself are similar age, so we were sort of born just right on the border of where black and white went to colour.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a black and white TV, or you went straight to colour?
No, we had a colour.
Yeah.
So, but we had the old beta machine.
I remember back in the day, yeah. I had the smallest, like 30 centimetre black and white TV.
Yeah.
It was classic times. I used to play my Sega on it in black and white.
Classic.
So yeah, and what else did you watch? Sorry.
Yeah, so it was just The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and The Magnificent Seven.
Okay. So what's your sort of your favourite martial artsy type movie to date?
What, back then or
no,
right now?
Just total. Like, what have you?
Okay.
What are a couple that you've enjoyed that you sort of?
Well, I've got them here. So, basically,
I'll edit some photos in.
Yeah. Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, that's a classic.
I love that film.
Yep.
Because what I love about it is they took the idea from a James Bond film.
Yep.
In a way.
Yep.
Like the early 60s Bond film.
Yep.
And mixed it with martial arts.
Yep.
So I was like, I kind of know like little nods they're doing to like the old Bond films in a way.
Yep.
And yeah, so that's one of my favourites. Also, The Raid.
Okay, I've never heard of The Raid.
You never heard of it?
Nah.
We're going to watch that tonight, bro.
Okay. I got to say, I like movies, but I very rarely sit down and watch a full movie.
Yeah. Well,
especially these days.
Well, I reckon you'll enjoy The Raid because it's full on
martial arts.
Yeah. It's basically the first film is kind of like Die Hard in a way.
Oh, okay.
Because this Indonesian SWAT group have to go into a what's it called? Building.
Yep.
and all the housing people are in there and that, and they've got to get a drug dealer, and the drug dealer closes all the doors on them, and basically comes over the PA system. Anyone who's ever got a weapon, kill the SWAT group. And you see all these guys coming out with machetes and that. It is full-on action.
Is there any big actors in it?
No.
Oh, really? When did it come out?
It came I think, 2010.
Yep.
And then they did the Raid 2. And I remember when I went to buy the first Raid.
Yep.
Because I saw the Raid on TV on SBS. And I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. I've got to buy it. So I bought it at JB.
Yep.
And the chick behind the counter...
Shout out, JB.
...said to me, she's like, oh, you like the Raid? I'm like, yeah, it's a really good film. What's the Raid 2? It kicks ass.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't really take any notice, but... And then people on YouTube and that started talking about the Raid 2, saying it's like the greatest action movie and all this kind of stuff. And I went, right, I've got to... So I bought the Raid 2, and I fell in love with it more than the first one.
Okay. Which is quite rare. Usually the sequels are never as good as the first one.
But what they actually really did smartly, which blew my mind, was they took the idea of the crime film The Departed.
Yep.
And mixed a Quentin Tarantino Kill Bill kind of style in the film.
Okay. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it does.
Hmm.
And like there's a girl on a train with two hammers what go basically through this group, just bash them over the head with hammers. You're like, holy shit.
Oh, so it's... Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's quite brutal.
Oh, wow.
And there's a kid with an American baseball bat, and it's funny, he chucks the ball up and he hits the ball and it hits the guy on the head, and he just scrubs the end of the baseball bat and just full on whacks him. It's freaking brutal. But the martial arts in it is very good and stylized.
Okay.
And the two guys, the two actors what are in both films are also the stunt coordinators for them. And it's really, I reckon it's probably up there with Enter the Dragon. Like the fighting style and all that.
I'm going to have to watch it now.
Yeah.
What's your go-to genre?
Oh, go-to genre. Probably science fiction, bit of horror.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, me, myself, like, I like, I'm more of a comedy type dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
I like martial arts type stuff, but...
Like, I like comedy as well. But, like, the comedy that I like is the late 70s, 80s, early 90s.
So, like, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor...
Yeah, all that kind of comedy. Monty Python.
Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah. And today's kind of comedy is kind of lacking.
You could just then in that comment I said you could see we're both from different backgrounds because you're like Monty Python and I'm like Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. Oh, I mean I've got Eddie Murphy Delirious.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is one of the greatest stand-up shows ever.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, it's good that if no one's ever seen Delirious...
Surely no one... Surely there's people that hasn't seen... Like,
you must see it.
Surely people have seen it.
Yeah.
There was Delirious, and what else was there? Raw?
Yeah, Eddie Murphy Raw. I thought Delirious was more... Because I only saw Raw once.
Yep.
And I found Delirious more funnier.
Okay.
But that's just me.
Yep. I used to watch some comedy sort of British shows, I guess, back in the day.
Yeah.
Like Love by Neighbour.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Love by Neighbour?
I probably have.
Yeah.
But I probably can't remember it.
I used to watch it. With the family. It's quite a funny show, but they would never play it now because it's quite racist.
Yeah.
It's quite a racist show.
Like like I grew up on MASH,
Mm.
and
Which character were you? Were you the cross-dresser?
nah, but I actually saw the original movie because they made the original movie before they did a TV series.
Did they?
Yeah, and the
Okay.
movie is actually more darker than the series.
Yeah. Series was like light sort of entertainment
Yeah.
type. I don't know how you can put like a comedic, entertaining type style on like a war, but they did it. They tried to. What era did MASH? What era was MASH TV series? 70s?
Yeah, 70s and 80s.
So they tried to sort of light-hearten
Yeah.
war, but I guess it's all.
Well, the
What you
movie was dark but funny at the same time.
Yep.
Like, there's a scene in the movie, like, Hawkeye's getting Ho-John to make martinis for him.
Yep.
And they're having a martini and their new housemate was just come into their tent.
Yep.
John Trapper.
Yep.
It's like, don't you guys have the little what's it called, the little omelette things?
Yep.
What go into the martinis? And they're like, what do you think we are? We're 300 kilometres away from the front line. We got to deal with this. Next to me, pulls out a jar of the little things that go into the martinis. Pulls out one, drops it into his martini, and the guys are just looking like, shit.
Give me 2 secs.
Yep.
You keep going. So check something.
Yep. So
So what other series do you enjoy? Me and a couple mates were watching Friends last night.
yeah.
And you told me you absolutely hated Friends, which I thought is quite unique.
Yeah, I'm not a big Friends fan. It's one of those kind of shows drag out
Yep.
too much
Okay.
episodes.
Yep.
So, like, I'm into, like, Entourage,
Yep.
Ballers. You get about 8 or 10 episodes, bang, bang, bang.
Yep.
You can knock out a series in probably one night.
I think a lot of people can relate, but a lot of people of our generation do love Friends,
Yeah, I
Well,
understand that.
but equally love Seinfeld.
Oh, yeah.
Do you like Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was basically, like...
If you tell me you were in Seinfeld, that will do me.
No, but do you know the episode where George moves out at home
Yep.
and his father turns his room into a pool
Yeah.
room?
Yeah.
I said that to people when I was moving out.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to go home and my father's going to turn my bedroom into a pool room.
Is it already getting renovated as we speak?
Nah, there's still stuff in there.
Oh yeah. So you got a lot of stuff to bring back or bring around?
A little bit more. And
Yeah?
yeah. There's a couple more DVDs and
Yeah. You've got quite a DVD collection, I saw.
yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
It's getting bigger.
They don't call you the movie buff for
It's
no
like-
reason, do they?
Yeah.
Uh,
Like I said, you're more than welcome if I'm not there to just chill.
So I wanted to touch on this. So obviously you've been living at home.
Yeah.
Now you're sort of out with us.
Yeah.
How are you finding? Is there any adjustments you've had to make or anything like that? Or you finding like, because obviously there is going to be something you have to, or you find it pretty good?
I'm finding pretty good.
Yeah?
So,
Yeah. Because you grew up in the same area I grew up in?
yeah, in Denver Hills. But also,
Represent.
but saying that, I also grew up in the bush.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I grew up,
Tell the listeners some background about Lofty.
I grew up in a small town, probably about 5 hours away from here,
Oh, wow.
called Dimbua. And I would stay up there with my great auntie and uncle. I stayed up there for about 27 years.
What
So-
brought Lofty to the big smoke?
I mean, I was still in the big smoke. I
Yeah.
would go backwards and forwards through the school holidays and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And basically, like, growing up in Dimbua, there was no cinema.
Yep.
So I couldn't see
Yep.
the movie of the day or whatever.
Mm.
So basically, for our entertainment, we'll go out rabbit shooting, hunting,
Yep.
all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And that would be our entertainment.
Yep.
And that's why that kind of stuff led my brother and I into the Army Cadets.
Okay.
So we did Army
Yeah, tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so we did Army Cadets, my brother and I, for about a year.
Yep.
We wanted to continue on, but our squad
Yep.
got moved all the way to the other side of the city.
Okay.
And our parents at the time were like, we're not driving all the way down or all the way back.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. Yeah.
So
I grew up fishing.
Mm.
I love fishing. I do. I grew up surf fishing with my brother. Shout out Stephen.
Yep.
He pretty much, I guess, taught me how to surf fish.
Yep.
So I try and get up to the country and surf fish, but I don't obviously get to do it as much as I used to. But we should go fishing one day.
Yeah, sure, man.
It'd be cool.
Yeah.
Catch some flatties.
Yeah, I was telling, because
Salmon.
Glenn pitched an idea to me. He's like, oh, we all should go out camping.
Yep. That's a cool idea. Yeah.
Like in the outback kind of thing. I said, the closest thing to an outback around here would be Dimboola. Because Dimboola, there's nothing. If I took you guys up there and I took you to where I camped, there's no, like, dunnies, there's no that kind of stuff. So you have to dig a hole and squat down and all that kind of stuff.
I've had to do that in camping, in festivals and stuff like that.
Talking about camping,
I've got something interesting I'm trying to line up.
Yeah.
Part of my vision for this podcast is obviously we're going to use a studio.
Yep.
But because we're in Australia, so the we're starting to get into summer.
Yep.
The weather's starting to get good. So I'm looking at buying like a van or a panel van or some sort.
Yep.
That I can take all my studio equipment with me, and I can go to different random places and just set up and just have random people jump on the podcast.
Oh, no, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, so I'm planning on doing that, which will be pretty cool because I've always got a thing. I've always thought about it like just because people have status doesn't mean they're the only interesting people.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's got a story. Everyone's got something cool to add.
Exactly.
So I'm planning on doing that. But what I'm getting at is I want to get a pedal van or a van.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to have it set up to take all my podcast equipment.
Yep.
I want it to be set up so if I go camping,
Yep.
I don't have to pinch a tent. I can just camp in my van or a panel van.
Yeah.
So I can have my bed. I'll build everything myself.
Have
a bed. I want to have like a pull out sort of cabinet for a kitchen.
Yep.
Maybe a rooftop tent.
Yeah.
Just deck it out cool.
Yeah.
Because next year I plan on doing a few more camping festivals.
Yep.
So it's just so much easier. You can just drive there. Like obviously I'm a diesel mechanic by trade, so I can maintain it.
Yep.
I could just drive there, pretty much just park it and just start having fun and just leave when I want to leave and not have to worry about dismantling a tent or anything. Plus two, if I, say I've got a Saturday or something coming up or I need to travel between places with podcast equipment, I can just chuck it all in the back. So much easier.
Yeah.
And then also too, I want to use it for a bit of my job as well.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, like I'm camping next week, and so.
Oh yes, you've talked. You've spoken to me about this off air.
Yeah.
Maybe tell the listeners what you've got planned.
Yeah, I'm camping down at MotoGP, people.
Down at Phillip Island.
Yeah, I do that every year. So.
You do that every year.
Yeah.
So how many years have you been?
5 actually camping.
Yep.
So, yeah.
How you find it? It's an exciting weekend for you?
Yeah, well, last year was the first one, because I usually camp with mum and dad and that, and mum and dad were like, no, we don't want to go down, we don't know what the weather's going to be like.
Okay, fair enough.
So I just went, shit, I'll go down. And, dad dropped off the stuff with me, and we just set it up, and yeah, it was really good. The atmosphere in the campground was really good.
Not too rowdy? It can, I suppose.
Basically, like, it was actually pretty funny. Like, after Dad left, like I made a whiskey in a mug, and I had the mug on, looked like a coffee mug. Pardon me. And I was walking around just checking out different stuff, and a lady said, "Oh, can you take a photo of my friends and all?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I put the mug down, taking a photo.
All girls or?
Oh, it was a lady and a couple of other guys. So I'd taken a photo.
Come on, mate. You should be only taking photos of girls. Not girls with guys. What are you doing, mate?
I took the photo for her, and she went, "Oh, thank you."
You're a good-looking rooster, mate.
And as I grabbed my mug, she's like, "Oh, that must be warm." She put her hand on the mug.
And you've never washed the mug since.
No, it was cold. And she's like, "Oh, it's cold." But she said to me, she's like, "I bet it's warm on the inside." I'm thinking in my back of the head, it's not coffee in there, it's whiskey.
So what's the reasoning behind that? Was there a reason behind that? You let her take your own grog and stuff in there? Or they bit sort of on top of that?
They really don't want you.
Yeah. So they make you try and buy everything in the ground?
Yeah. So
which is obviously 10 times the price?
Well, a slab of beer there was $88.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I hate the fact that just because it's an event.
Yeah. Oh, they want to rip you off.
Yeah, it rips you off. That's so ridiculous. Like, you buy a slab, say $60, and up there it'll be $80-$90.
Yeah.
And I mean, Phillip Island is not that much in the country. Like,
no.
It's still like everything around it. Wonthaggi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All that sort of stuff. So it's not like they've had to travel 3 hours.
No, exactly.
To deliver.
So basically, like, I took a 6-pack down, 2 bottles of scotch, and a couple of
2 bottles of scotch for what, 2 days?
Yeah. And some lemonade and all that kind of stuff.
Great big fish.
And
sucking that scotch up.
And then basically, that same night, like, there was a couple of guys doing burnouts on a stupid...
In bikes or cars?
Bikes.
Yep.
It was on a city 250.
Yeah.
So one guy would be doing the burnout, and then the guy would say, "Right, jump off." Another guy would jump on, blow the wheels off. He would jump on. Another guy would jump back on, and then they were like, "Wait. He needs his fuel." There you go, mate. Pour the beer down his mouth. Right, go. Try and blow the wheels.
It's something about car and bike events that just bring out the bogan in
everyone. It does. And the guys who were next to me was so bogan. The guys were really nice to me, but it was funny as, because on the Sunday after the race, people leave their camping chairs around the racetrack and start running up on the racetrack up to where they...
the podium.
Yeah, the podium and that.
Yep.
And, like, I'm sitting at my tent and I walked over to these guys. I'm like, "Where's Paul?" Who's one of their mates. And he's like, "He's right over there." And I'm looking at him and he does this. Grabs 4 chairs, starts running back over to us, starts piffing them over, and the guys have got their chairs sat down on these brand new chairs. I'm laughing because what I just saw, and then I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to the toilet, guys, I'll come back." And they're like, "Yeah." And then, as I came back after the toilet, the chairs were gone. I'm like, "What happened to the chairs?" Oh, the father came. He wanted the chairs back. We were too drunk to argue. I'm like, "Why didn't you put it in your tent?"
Yeah.
Shit, why didn't we think about that, boys? This guy's been to the Isle of Man. We should have done that.
The alcohol doesn't make people think straight.
Nah, it doesn't.
I've been to Phillip Island many times because one of our mates used to have a holiday house up there that he used to rent us out.
Yep.
Peter, shout out Peter. I don't think they have it anymore, him or his family, but we had some good times up there. It was right in Cowes.
Yep.
But I've been to the track, but I haven't been to the track for an event.
Yeah.
I've been to the track for go-karts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
have go-kart tracks.
Well, you know that go-kart track?
Yeah.
That's the campsite where I'll be camping.
So when I was up there, last time we did go-karts, I love go-karts, by the way. Last time we did go-karts, it was pissing down rain.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to get, we were having a party or something, and I was over the limit, but they didn't breathalyze me for the actual go-karts. So it's pouring with rain, a little bit sort of tipsy. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
I think go-karts are just so much better. Besides your lap times, are so much better in the rain than in the dry, because you just slide in everywhere and your brakes don't work and you got no grip. It's so cool.
So basically when it's MotoGP, that go-kart track is
a campsite.
It's what I call it, the compound.
Yep.
Because it's right next to the racetrack.
Yep.
And they lock us in at night, so none of us are walking around the racetrack. Really.
Back in the day, when I was a bit younger, I used to go to, not so much motorbikes, but I used to go to a few car events.
Yep.
Like stuff at the exhibition centre in Melbourne.
Yep.
Like hot rod shows and stuff. Or I've been to, I've entered myself with my car, and I've been to a couple like Easter Nats when it used to be...
at Sandown,
yeah,
people?
when it used to be at Sandown before politics got in the way.
Yeah, fucking politics.
But yeah, I don't know. I enjoy it, but I sort of just grew out of it a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah,
The more I think about it, like, I just don't understand how, to a certain point, how people can spend big money on their on getting power out of their motor, and then sit there for a minute to potentially blow it up in a burnout. I don't get that.
Yeah.
I think people just have really deep pockets.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say if they can...
Because whenever I had... Sorry to cut you off. Whenever I had, like, my own V8s, because I've had a couple cool V8s with a bit of power, and I've had a lot of rotaries. Whenever I had my V8s or rotaries, I just enjoyed cruising it around.
Yeah.
You know, Matt might do the odd like first, second, third from the set of lights or something back in the day.
Yeah.
But like I'd never found enjoyment to get on the brake and just start spinning them up and like get smoke pouring. I don't know. Everyone's different.
Yeah.
I just never found enjoyment out of that. Because number one, I couldn't afford to repair it if it broke.
Yeah, exactly.
And number two, I sort of just had respect and loved the car to cruise around in.
Yeah.
So I think I don't know. I think obviously you're allowed to like burnouts, but me personally, I just don't get how, you know, someone can spend 25K on a motor to potentially blow it up in a minute and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
But each to their own.
Yeah, like...
And some of these setups I wish I had, you know what I mean? So, I don't know.
Yeah, like some of the events that I want to go to, like I want to go to like Daytona.
Yep.
Indianapolis.
Yep.
And Le Mans. They're the probably big 3 racing events I want to go to.
I want to go to, I think it's called the Goodwill Festival of Speed.
Yep.
I think it is. That's on my bucket list to go to.
Yeah.
I reckon that'll just be a crazy weekend. What else do I want to go to? I don't know. To be honest, like I love the car, love my cars and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether there's that many events that I'd be.
Like I would go to Monaco for the Formula 1.
Yeah, I think that would be a cool experience. I would, if anything in the future, rather than going to car events, I'd probably love just to build sort of a semi-race car and just go to odd track days and have more fun like that. Just banging it around the track. That's probably what I would enjoy.
Yeah. Like, the last big racing event I went to was the Macau GP. Basically, it's those little sports cars.
Yep.
The expensive sports cars, Formula 3s.
Yep.
And motorcycles.
Yep.
And I was very lucky to go there last year. I can tick that off my list of racing events I've been to.
Yep.
But I wouldn't go back there again.
Yep.
Because the atmosphere, the thing about what I like about racing and that, it's got to be the atmosphere on the racetrack, but also atmosphere around the racetrack.
Yeah.
And there was no atmosphere around the racetrack. Just people coming in and out of stuff, and there was no entertainment kind of thing. So, but, and also, a rider got killed there last year, and I think he's the 12th rider was being killed there. And they actually showed, the thing that annoyed me, they showed it on the big screen, him still laying on the track.
Yep.
They weren't cutting away. And people were like, oh, kind of thing. And then they cut to a rider what kind of looked like him.
Yep.
And we're all going, yay, woo, he got up. Then they cut back to him and still lying on the ground. And we're like, shit. And then they said the race is cancelled after that.
Yep.
And people in the crowds, especially the Macau people and that, were going, oh, kind of thing, like, didn't know what was going on. A rider got killed.
Yeah.
Like, I've been to the world's most deadliest road racing event, the Isle of Man.
Yep.
T2.
That's pretty cool.
And, yeah, it's cool, but it's also dangerous as well, because there's no
Big Lofty lives on the edge.
Yeah, it is, mate. There's no safety barriers between the riders and the spectators. And I remember when I was on the Isle of Man, I was sitting on this grass hill, and we're watching the bikes coming down the hill, and I'm thinking to myself, shit, if a bike came crashed on that side, he would swing over to our side. And I said to this Austrian guy who was sitting next to me, I think we might have to jump the fence, because there was a fence behind us. And the Austrian guy, what kind of looked like Vin Diesel in a way, he hadn't saved the head, and he just said straight up in serious face, oh, you wouldn't have time to jump up. The motorbike would just hit you straight like that. And I was like, shit.
I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
Going off topic, I want you to whack his hat on. Let's see what it looks like on old Lofty. Represent. Oh, the shit, son. Lofty got swag. What about backwards? B or G? Oh, shit. We'll see what the listeners reckon. Big Lofty. Speaking of car events, I've got a mate that Radio Life. A mate that has Radio Life.
Yep.
He's got a new event called No Excuses.
Yep.
Which is in Bendigo, I believe, or Ballarat. One of those. That's coming up, I think, end of this year.
Yep.
I'll be interested to see how that turns out, because it's a new event. From what I can see, some pretty tough cars entering. So
what is it? Is it racing or?
I think it's 8th mile.
Okay.
So 8th mile. I'm unsure if there's burnouts and stuff. I believe there might be. To be honest, I've read a little bit about it, but I've sort of just been watching over it and just sort of seeing. But yeah, I wish Radio Life all the best with No Excuses.
Maybe
I'm hoping. Yeah, obviously we've got a lot of car events, but I'm hoping there's some car event with some tough people and a good crowd and stuff.
Maybe it can be the new Easter Nats.
You know what? I used to love Easter Nats.
Oh, so did I.
But yeah, sorry, going back, Paul, I wish you all the best with No Excuses. I'm sure he'll kill it, and I reckon he'll just keep growing and growing.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to Easter Nats, that annoys me. Why live next to a racetrack?
Yeah, exactly.
If you can't handle noise.
Oh, fuck that. Excuse my French, people, but
like,
really,
back in the day, because I grew up in a car family, so back.
I grew up around motorsports.
And we lived what, 15 minutes away?
Oh yeah, fuck.
So so back in the day, that was such a highlight of a weekend. And you know what? To me, I never had an issue there with crowds or anything. And I entered my car one year, and it was so much fun. You just cruise down there, and the atmosphere's good, and you might do a couple laps on the track, and whatnot. But it was just cool fun, and that's what sort of it's cool memories that I had growing up.
Oh, it was the same with me. Like the last time I was there was in 2007, and I was walking around the paddock area, and the Mad Max guys were there with their cars. And one of the guys noticed me, like, didn't you come up to Broken Hill for the Mad Max 2 reunion? I'm like, yeah. Do you want to go out in one of the cars? We're about to take a guy and his son from Canada out on the track.
That's so cool.
Do you want to jump in?
Oh, like, you would have been so excited.
Oh, well, yeah. So I jumped in the replica cop car.
Yeah.
And took us out on the track.
I believe it was an XB Falcon.
Yeah, the 4-door XB.
And was the coupe based off an XC Falcon?
No, it was an XB GT coupe.
Okay.
The black Interceptor, but the yellow 4-door.
Yeah, I remember that. That was an XB, Falcon Fairmont or something.
Yeah, and so we went out in the 4-door, and we're driving. There was no one on the track, just us.
Yep.
2 laps before everyone else came on. And when everyone else came on, we were up against a Holden Statesman. Like, you know that part where they slow you down and then you guys...
Between the hay bales on the home straight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that well.
Yeah, so they're slowing us down, and the guy from Canada yells out to the guy in the Holden Statesman, "Hey, can you do a burnout for me?
Yeah.
I want to videotape it." The guy's like, "Nah, mate, if I do a burnout, the cops are going to kick me out of the event." Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was one of the annoying things. On the way out of Sandown, there's only one way out, and you have to sort of loop around to get back onto Princess Highway.
Yep.
And I remember back in the day, cops would be hanging out. There'll be EPA and defect stations and stuff like that, which used to get a few guys. So I think a lot of people used to trailer their cars in, even though they were road registered and everything like that. But it's a shame because the actual event was such a cool event.
Oh, it was.
But it's a shame that
people complained.
Well, it's a shame that the police have turned into more revenue raisers than actual sort of I would have just hoped the police would have stuck to like some form of etiquette. If it's a car event, don't hang out the front of a car event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, show some form of respect and etiquette. And then if people are stupid outside the car event, then you have a reason to... Of course, it's the law. You have a reason. But, like, I just think it's morally wrong, like, to say, have a drift event, say, at Winton or Calder, and then have the EPA and defect stations set up on the exit. I don't know. Like, surely, like, I get engineering and I get rules and regulations.
Yeah,
but surely there's we haven't gone that far that it's like, where's the morals and just respect.
It's like the
if a guy's driving a drift car to say in a drift event. And the tyres are bald and it's slammed and it's got no shocks. Of course, I'm not disputing that. Yeah. But I just think it's a bit wrong knowing if you're exiting there's an EPA or there's a defect station.
That's why there's going to be like no event in Australia like the Isle of Man, because we're too safety here.
Well, I read one of my mates posted something about they're going to do a racetrack in Turin or something, or a drag strip or something.
Yeah.
Which would have been cool because I don't think Calder is really doing too much.
No, Calder's sitting in the friggin' wasteland.
But of course, I think the councils have declined that because there's more money in building business infrastructure than there is having a racetrack. So I honestly don't think that's going to go ahead. But it's a shame.
Yeah.
So getting back to it, like people like or companies and businesses like say Radial Life. Still trying to create an event, 8th mile. It's obviously not a quarter mile, but it's obviously I see no issue with it. It might be a cool event. give it a chance. You know what I mean? But like, I think we just need, we need some different ideas, and people need to think outside the box when they're doing a car event.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Well,
but I'm no expert.
Well, it's like that's why something like the Isle of Man would never happen in Australia, because one, too many danger.
Of course.
And the government and that were like, we don't want these amount of people getting killed and all this kind of stuff. And that's why the Isle of Man is the Isle of Man. And when the TT comes to the Isle of Man for those 2 weeks, they're pumping the business on that island.
Of course.
Yeah.
Just like the MotoGP.
Yeah.
Or like San Remo, the island is just pumping. I remember going back to when my mate had the house, a couple of the times we stayed there was during that weekend. And I mean, to exit the island was ridiculous.
Oh, it still is today.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But the funny thing was when I went to...
But you know what? I don't really enjoy Phillip Island as a place. There's nothing there.
Nah.
You know, like, you go to Gold Coast, and there's so much stuff for you to do. You'd think that you go to Phillip Island, and I mean, honestly, in Cowes, there's actually not that many attractions.
No, there isn't.
You know, there's a couple cafes and shops and stuff, but like, why can't we build something like the Gold Coast somewhere?
Well,
so you've always got something to do.
Well, Cairns is actually going to become the new Gold Coast.
I've been to Cairns, and you know what?
The,
my memory of Cairns is dirt and mud waterfront. Yep. That's why they had to have a public swimming pool, because there's no beach, and bats and bat shit everywhere.
But have you been there recently? That's what I'm saying.
When was the last time I was Cairns? I was probably Cairns maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah. Well,
obviously they might have changed.
Like, but... I was there a couple months ago for my sister's wedding.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Well, look at you go. Yeah. Out and about.
Yeah, so I was up there, and my dad's cousin and I were talking about Cairns, and he's like, this is going to become the new Gold Coast up here. And it slowly is. And, man, it's different from... because
I love Gold Coast.
Because last time I
think everyone loves Gold Coast.
Because last time I was up at Cairns, before that, was when my brother was living up there. And...
You know where what place I love more than Gold Coast?
What?
Hawaii. I adore Hawaii.
I've never been to Hawaii.
Such a cool place. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. So it's basically changed, and it's gonna become the new Gold Coast in a way. And so I reckon that's gonna be booming in probably.
Yeah, because we have a lot of obviously in Melbourne we have a lot of waterfront.
Yeah.
But we don't really, in my opinion, seem to do too much with it.
I'll tell you what my favourite place is.
What's that?
Broken Hill in New South Wales.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, why's that?
It's an outback, like a true outback town, people.
Going contra.
And there's, like, they've got a cinema and that, but it's just a full kind of outback kind of town what I like.
Yep.
It's true blue Aussie outback town. So if anyone is watching this from overseas wants to experience Australia, go to Broken Hill.
And on the back of that, 90 Mile Beach.
Oh, yeah.
I spent a lot of time growing up in 90 Mile Beach, and it's an awesome, still sort of secluded type place depending where you go on the 90 Mile.
I want to hear about more of this Hawaii you went.
I went to Hawaii for one of my close mates' wedding.
Yep.
So me and a couple other mates went. We stayed there for I think it was 10 or 11 days, and we had well, me personally, I had so much fun.
Yeah.
I just loved everything about Hawaii. The only downside is American dollar compared to Australian dollar. Yeah. But besides that, I mean, I'd wake up in our hotel. I'd walk down to the Western waterfront bar, which was right on the sand. we'd choose the table that's closest to the water. We'd just park, and we'd just be drinking cocktails all day. So I'd drink, say, 2 or 3 cocktails, and then I'd leave the table, walk like 50 meters to the water,
Yep.
spend an hour in there, come back. Our table's still reserved. No one's taken our table, and then we'd keep drinking, and then we'd spend like 300-400 a day American.
So you didn't go to Pearl Harbor?
No, I didn't. I was meant to. I was meant to do a lot more exploring, but I had a lot of
Drinking?
bad hangover days, which I missed out on a few activities.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my mate's wedding was awesome location. The actual Hawaii as a whole was just so cool. Like the weather was gorgeous, the place was gorgeous. You do get that in certain areas. You do get that sort of unsafe American gangster vibe on the streets sometimes. But besides that, the actual waterfront and everything. Yeah, that's like I've been to Japan and Hawaii.
Yep.
And I'm only bringing these up because these are the 2 places that like I'm hanging to go back to. So next year I'm hoping to return to Japan and do a few things I missed out on my first trip, and I'm hoping to. Well, when I say hoping, it's pretty much going ahead. But I'm hoping to spend about a month in Mauritius, which is where half of me's from. So my dad's from. So yeah.